Welcome to the Marble Sports Worldwide podcast, where we discuss your favorite marble sports. We bring you in-depth analysis of each event across many different marble sports competitions. Catch all the information and drama you want to hear about your favorite players, teams, events, and more right here on the MSW podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Marble Sports Worldwide podcast. My name is Brendan.
And I'm Commander Wolf.
And it's great to have him back. He missed last episode, unfortunately, where we had a honorable guest on, Mr. Melikus, president of JMRC. And it was a great episode, Mr. Waff. I'm so upset that you had missed it. We talked a lot of Marbula 1, which is going to be an exciting new series to JMR. Something we haven't seen before. A loop track type race, many laps. Yeah, we missed you. I remember there's a couple things I couldn't remember that I was like, oh, if Mr. Waff was here, we would have known, you know. But we got through it. And it was a good episode. Yeah, welcome, by the way, sorry.
It's fine.
Already cut me off. You know, maybe I don't want him on here. Never mind.
We're experiencing more connectivity issues again. Big shocker.
Big shocker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, trying to say something, cut out. All of a sudden, he's interrupting me, and we're back to the same old stuff. Everybody, welcome to episode 21.
Welcome back to the MSWP.
Yeah, the MSW podcast. That's what we call it. The MSWP. I don't know. Anyways, welcome, by the way, anybody who recently got into the podcast. I know that with the episode released by with Melikus no, he doesn't make these. I do. Released with Melikus, we did increase follower count a good amount, and we had a bunch of listeners because of that little advertisement in the community tab. So if you are here because of that little link posted on the JMR channel, welcome. We are glad to add to the community of marble sports enthusiasts. For new people, you can guest on if you put a guest request in the Discord. If you don't know the Discord, comment and I'll send the link, blah, 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 blah. We have an Instagram, we have a Twitter, which is not... The Instagram is like MSW Podcast, but the Twitter's like Guy Marble or something like that. I don't know why.
Yes.
We have a YouTube. We have many other platforms we're on. Whatever's easiest for you, of course, because why make it harder on yourself, right?
We have a YouTube channel where we have animated segments or slightly animated segments for the news. So if you want to have something that's like a little bit more spicy, then you can go there for that.
Yes, absolutely. So make your way to that channel, subscribe. You know, be one of those guys that just begs for subscribers. But anyways, actually, it's a great segue. That particular comment is a great segue into a complaint I have, a small complaint.
Okay.
By the way, one of the complaints I have is this stupid pop filter that I use for my mic. It's just so annoying to deal with. But I think I have fixed it. I'm hoping, because I need a pop filter. Anyways, one complaint I have. Now, to quickly set up this complaint, pretty much for people who don't play Fortnite, which is a pretty popular game. I don't play a lot, but I play a little bit. I like the little live events and stuff that they do. I think it's very creative. But they did like a live event a week ago. I don't even know. I can't keep track of days, where they had... it was like season 10, and the end of season 10, the whole game, they had a whole cutscene. It all disappeared into a black hole. It was crazy. People freaked out, blah, blah, blah. And then like the whole game, if you logged in, was just a black hole, like screensaver video that lasted for like 2 days. And, you know, people were trying to figure out what it meant when the new season or chapter, whatever, is coming out and all that kind of stuff. And so evidently there were a lot of streamers streaming just that black hole and like talking the whole time about what's going to happen. And one of the things that bothered me, because I was curious enough to I wanted to know what was going to happen. One of the things that bothered me so much, and guys, please, if you're listening to this, please don't be this guy. But there was just so many streamers who just used that to try to get more subs and stuff. And what they would do is they would pull up the little black hole thingy, whatever was going on, and they would just leave that there, and then they would just start talking. And the whole frickin' time they were streaming, it would just be a loop of them saying, like and subscribe, turn on post notifications, spam F in the chat, we're going to go out of the game, we're going to log back in, and the new season's going to be there, spam F in the chat. And I swear to God, I haven't been more annoyed in my life. And not only that, but there were some streamers who were even more retarded and couldn't even put enough effort in to go do that, but they just recorded themselves doing that and then looped that on a live stream. And it's the most annoying thing. It really is. And I guess the only reason I'm really bringing this up is because there was this one guy with, I'm not even going to say his name. He doesn't deserve any fame, but he was doing the same thing, and he was giving away like codes and stuff, and he was begging everyone to spam F in the chat and turn on post notifications there, and to get the free gift card, you have to turn on post notifications, spam F in the chat, subscribe to my Twitter, subscribe to my YouTube, watch the videos, like all the videos, subscribe to every shit in my life, and all that kind of stuff. And he was looking at like leaked skins of like new little characters you can be in Fortnite, and one of the names of the new leaked skins was Paradigm. Oh, let me spell that. Let's do a spelling challenge. Paradigm. P-A-R-A. Okay, para. Dime. Para. Okay, D. I. D. Okay. D-I. Ooh. Is there an H in there? Is it one of those H's?
Brendan, is this going anywhere?
GM. P-A-R-A-D-I-G-M. Is that it? Is that how you do it? Or is it an H? I don't know.
P-A-R-A-D-I-G-M.
Oh, there we go. That would be much more interesting if our editor put little music to go with that. But anyway, so he was looking at his skin and said Paradigm. And when he was talking about it, he called it... Oh, this is so stupid. He called it, when he read the word, he was like, paradigm. and that just freaking pissed me off. And now, not pissed me off, but I was just like facepalm right there. And he kept saying it too. It wasn't a joke. I thought it was a joke for a second, but he was like, this new skin Paradigm's coming out along with all the others. I was like, no way. And so, because he was so dumb, that heightened my annoyance of the whole loop stream of like and subscribe, even though we knew when the new chapter was going to drop, and it wasn't even for like a day, and they were just doing that. It was, don't be that guy is what I'm saying. But yeah, and guys, it's Paradigm, okay? It's Paradigm, not Paradigm. That was something else, okay? I got to be honest. I didn't think people were that bad, okay? But yeah, have I spent enough time on that argument? Wow, it took me hours.
Yeah, that was a very off-topic. I think this is probably the most off-topic thing that was ever been mentioned ever on our podcast, and lasted this long. Okay,
well, one for the records.
Actually, that's probably not true. Our last-minute episode, it was like 16, where we just recorded in the middle of the night. That one was probably more off-topic. I'd say
that one was fun though. But you know what? Listen. This is the intro, and we're just having fun. Now we got some new live listeners. How about that, everybody? Welcome. I'm glad to see all you guys here. I'm glad that there's a lot of people all into the marbles. Yes, we haven't even mentioned marbles that much. I think a little bit. We will get there after the news, of course.
Did we? Yeah, after the news. Yeah.
Marble? What's a marble, right?
What are marbles?
I mean, red number 3 is certainly not one. Sorry. Anyways, guys. So that was a little annoying. I was in New York today as well, because I had a school class trip thingy. I'm a senior, just in case you're wondering. That was cool. we just kind of walked around and then we went home. It wasn't really super exciting, but I hadn't been to New York in a while. I live in a suburby area, and they have all the shops that line the street and stuff. You know what I'm talking about. You've been in a city before, hopefully, so you know what I'm saying. But it's just you look into some of them, and it's unbelievable how narrow a space they get to run their whole business. Like you look in a Chinese restaurant, like there's a Chinese restaurant, I looked inside, and literally they had two tables, like two tables, like, I don't know, 2 feet by 2 feet, literally barely fit in the space. Like two of them side by side, barely fit in the, wow, I just hit my mic, barely fit in the width that the whole place had. It was unbelievable. It looked kind of dangerous almost, but it's crazy how crowded it is. And that little space costs so much money because it's a city and stuff like that. So, but that was cool. Mr. Waff, anything cool from you? We hadn't seen you in a while in one episode before we go to the news here.
I wouldn't say anything cool has happened in my life, just more boring school and work.
Boring. Mm-hmm. This is why...
Super boring.
This is why we need marbles, guys, because it keeps us from depressing ourselves. Anyways, without further ado, let's go to someone who is certainly not depressed. He brings the excitement every single episode. Johnny Marble, take it away with the news, my man.
Hello, Marble sports fans! I am Johnny Marble here, once again with, as always, the Marble Sports Worldwide News. They're not getting rid of me yet. Ever. Maybe. Hopefully. Well, let's get right on into the news here. I have a whole stack. So, Event 3 of the Marble Rally has ended with some rather interesting results. Not counting the Ghost Marble, there were 5 DNFs on the event. The 5 marbles being Red number 3, my boy, Comet, Polo Loco, Black Knight, and Crazy Cat's Eye, leaving Blizzard Blaster, Reflector, and Super Ball to take 1st, 2nd, and 3rd respectively. Due to these results, Red number 3 and Blizzard Blaster have swapped places in the overstandings from 1st to 3rd, while Super Ball remained in 2nd. And though this setback is unfortunate for the reigning champ, my boy, it does show that he's just as prone to make mistakes as any of the other marbles are. So any advantages that fans speculate he has, due to him being a keychain, aren't necessarily to be the end-all when it comes to racing. Perhaps this will help lessen criticisms of their right to race in the Marble Rally, but only time will tell. In other news, Episode 4 of Marble Mayhem Season 3 has released, and the positions have shaken up quite a bit. Helios placed in last place, for him, the first time he's ever done so since Season 3D. Thanos is also placed in 13th, and with the last member of the Big Three, Dragon's Breath, placed in 8th. The top performers of the event were very unusual for the Marble Mayhem events. Brain Freeze took 1st, Igneous took 2nd, and the most surprising of all, Polygon took 3rd. Because of Helios and Thanos' poor performance, Limelight managed to maintain their position in 1st, with Thanos maintaining their position right in 2nd. Helios, however, was knocked down to 4th by Brain Freeze, leaving only one of the Big Three in the top 3. Although knowing Helios, it won't be that way for long. And hey, we did the news! Woo! So let's kick it back to Brennan, continue with the podcast. You guys have been great. I've been Johnny Marble. Thanks for joining me today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back from the news. Thank you, Johnny Marble, for another good news segment. A little bit going on in the community this week. Not a lot. Another Marble Mayhem, which is cool. Another SMR, Marble Rally, whatever they call it now. another race there.
Yeah, just
But
Marble
a quiet
Alley.
time. A quiet time in which the high point of the excitement is the fact that me and Waf were able to sync up our recordings on the first clap this time. That is due for some applause. I mean, let's get some of that.
How long has it been since we've actually managed to sync up twice in a row on the first go?
Like, I mean, maybe we might even be talking episode 7 right now.
Honestly,
I
that might
don't
be the
even wanna-
case.
Yeah.
And it was
could be.
even with the connectivity issues, we somehow power through it. I think that just shows how our experience in this. I think at this point we're just so used to it.
Yeah. It just shows that we are becoming experienced podcasters. We're doing the best we can. We're doing the best we can.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Anyways, the episode with Melicus was good last week. Welcome again, anyone who is listening for their second time because they heard that episode. We're going to be talking some more SMR today, and I guess bringing back another trivia segment. But yeah, I mean, I just don't get it though, because, how often do I cut out for you during our talks?
It was getting better, but like recently, like even just in the intro of this episode, it was still kind of bad actually.
Really?
Yeah,
Like,
it hasn't been that bad in a while, but it's got bad again. So I think it has to do like it. Maybe it's like I'm not sure what it is because it's only on my end as far as I'm aware. So I think what happens is like maybe like whenever you move away from your mic, it picks up less sound, and for Discord on my end, it doesn't send that. Is easily. I'm not sure. I honestly not sure.
I don't know, because like when we do the 3-2-1 clap sync thing, like it seems to cut out every time and one of the numbers, and I do that clearly into the mic,
Right.
very focused. It's very weird. I will be getting that new mic for Christmas time. I mean, we're talking a good new mic for people who are into the world of mics and streaming and all that. It's going to be the Shure SM7B, I think that's what it's called. And that is high quality. And I can't say high enough. That's like, we're talking the best. So it's going to be fun once we get it. But we're rolling with this for the moment. This one, what is this one? I don't even know. A Blue mic. I don't know what brand. Blue California or something. I don't know, guys. We are doing all right. Anyways, SMR, guys. Race 3 has come out. I think there's going to be 10 races this time.
If the wiki is to be believed, yeah, it'll be 10.
Yeah, usually the wiki's right.
Yeah.
So race 3 is out, and I am happy to see that red number 3 DNF'd. And the reason why I'm happy is not because I hate red number 3. I think keychains are fine. Never was a keychain guy, gotta be honest.
Really?
No,
Yeah,
I didn't like hang them from my backpack and stuff,
I'm not the biggest keychain guy, but I mean, I have a few.
He's got a few there. Are they all aspiring to be SMR competitors?
Who didn't?
Did I cut out? Are you
I
serious right now?
think you cut out for me. I didn't hear a question from you.
Well, now the flow is kind of messed up. But what I said, I mean, I might as well just restart.
This is what it was like back when we first started. This is very
What is going
reminiscent.
on? Maybe it's just because it's almost Halloween.
See, there's the haunted Ethernet.
Yeah, the haunted. Are you using Ethernet right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't use Ethernet. I use regular net. Wi-Fi.
Oh, I try to get the fastest internet possible, so I just plug into my wall.
Oh, Waf, you're the smartest. Maybe that's why I don't know. That wouldn't make sense. I didn't want to finish that thought.
Yeah, as I said, like if my internet's faster, I don't know how it would mess up sound transfer, but hey.
I don't know. A live chat, particularly one particular person wants us to start with trivia because he has to leave soon. Well, it's being recorded, evidently, so you can always check up on it later if it makes you happy. Yes, but literally forgot what I was talking about. But yes, race 3 is out. Yes. Oh, the reason that I am happy red number 3 DNF'd is, like I said, not because I don't like keychains, and I asked Mr. Guaf a question that we never got an answer. Oh, now I know where we are. Okay, yes. So the reason I I'm glad. Wow, this is tough. When Mr. Waff doesn't hear me and we cut out, it's like a frickin' year to pull this back.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, this is harder than me trying to spell paradigm. When the reason I'm glad red number 3 DNF'd for the 5th time. I've said that 5 times. The reason is because if he had not, and if he had performed very, very well, then there would have been just a oversaturation of Reddit posts just outcrying against this particular not a marble. And just I'm glad to see that we see some mistakes here, okay? I get it. Okay, we're looking at a marble that is different to a degree. Are those my dogs? Why do they have to bark? It literally, like, whatever they're barking at is totally 100% unimportant, by the way. It's not going to be important. I guarantee you that if I go down there right now, what they're barking about is of zero importance. I can just guarantee it. Zero importance. Okay? And this is of at least, like, 3 out of 10 importance. Okay? Because, we're bringing marble sports to the community. So I should win here. But they don't care about that. Anyways. Yes. So it's good to see that red number 3 can fail because it does help. I get it, right? Like I said before, I get it. Okay, red number 3 is a different marble. It's not really a marble. So if that marble's performing way better than everyone else, it gets very, very, tense because we're like, well, that's not fair, and life always has to be fair for some reason, even though it's not ever fair. And and I get it, but red number 3 makes mistakes, all right? Red number 3 DNFs like the rest of them, all right? It also kind of but kind of backs up what I was saying a couple episodes ago. Red number 3 kind of went up an embankment on the right side, I believe, when he got caught, and that kind of backs up when I was talking about how when you were saying red number 3 is less friction, that's why he had less sand on him, stuck to him in the wet race, when people were comparing pictures on the Reddit. Because he has less friction, he also has less grip, and so he'll fly up those embankments on the sides more easily. And I think that at least kind of backs it up there, because you saw how he DNF'd. It was like he was racing real fast, and he went whew, right up the side.
Like the way the wall looked, if you remember the video, like another marble went up on it too, and then fell out. So I think like it actually was already worn down, and so basically it made a little small ramp, and so basically he went up on it, but didn't go back down. I don't know why the other marble didn't go down, went down, and red number 3 didn't. But like, I'm not sure if that has more to do with his lack of friction, or if that was just him being unlucky.
Yeah, there's always a luck factor a little bit, but yeah, definitely less friction. You're going to kind of fly up those embankments a little bit more. So I definitely think it kind of does back up the point I was making. Obviously, it remains to be seen. I mean, everyone flukes out and does bad sometimes, so we'll have to see how the rest of these races go. I think this needs to be the year when we make a decision. Okay, I think we need to take this year and the previous ones, observe red number 3's performances, all right, especially this year. And after that, then really make that decision. Okay, are we leaving him in the future, or are we not? Because there's a lot of tension over it, okay? And when as JMR progresses and fantasy leagues become a little bit more evolved, all right, and then maybe the betting comes back and all that kind of stuff. I mean, and if red number 3, if red number 3, the argument is still left open, they kind of be like, okay, there's not red number 3 is not fair, so your bet is invalid, or something like that. Then it's gonna get pretty bad. And I think that the fantasy leagues and the betting will evolve over the next few years, because I mean, we had one this past year. I think the first place winner got something, award or something. I forget. But I mean, just every year it's going to get probably a little more complex, probably a little bit more participation from the fans and things like that. So when 1,000 people are doing a fantasy league and the top 10 get free merch, and the difference between 11 and 10 is red number 3, well, that's going to bring some tension. It will, because people will be like, well, I don't even think red number 3 should be okay, blah, blah, blah. And so that will be the outcry. So I think it does need to be a final decision. Now, it can always be debated, but a final decision made by JMR by the end of this particular year. What do you think on that, Mr. Waff?
I think that probably be good too. Like, just because like there will always be like the drama, quote unquote, on the Reddit, like where people will do it for fun. Like, but I don't know. I feel like they've already made their stance pretty clear. Like because Jelle made it like mention how like, oh, it's not like it's a keychain, very nonchalantly. It's clear that Jelle doesn't care. So I mean, I think like for the positions are made.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, right, but then like, I think that needs to be avoided. Like a not caring attitude. I'm not saying that that's what he has, but like if it's seeming that way, I think it needs to be like a serious statement. Because if he just like, oh, I don't care, then like people are gonna be like, there's still room to debate, because like there hasn't been a final decision because there's not caring. So there needs to be that final decision, I feel, that like where JMRC all comes out and be like, hey guys, listen, okay, a lot of back and forth on the evidence and stuff, but we're saying red number 3 is going to be competing or is not, and here's why and stuff. Because I mean listen guys, come on, you look at the Reddit page, you see people, I've seen multiple people write literal novels. We're talking multiple paragraphs. I mean, indented paragraphs. That's a nice touch. I mean, pictures, multiple places of evidence about red number 3 and the performance and things like that. Imagine when we're having evolved betting in fantasy leagues where, you know, now people are losing money over red number 3. I mean, those paragraphs are going to become books. You know what I mean? I mean, I think there just needs to be that definite, like, okay, yes, you can complain about it. That's fine. Go ahead and complain about it. But as a JMRC, we made that decision. We're like, okay, definite, he's staying in. Your opinions are valid. Everyone's valid opinion. You don't want to offend everybody because, you know, God forbid you offend someone, right? Sorry. But we are making that decision, JMRC. And then people can complain about it, but they can't actually continue because they know that it's the final decision. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they like the drama of all the people discussing it.
I mean, Melikus mentioned that
right
he likes it, like on the episode, like he finds it fun, like how like the fans create these dramas, like it increases engagement and lore in the world, and so he likes it because like it makes it more like immersive, you know. And I do
definitely.
Too. I would say so too. Like it's fun to have some of this stuff as long as it's not taken seriously.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that we're at a stage though where these kinds of things, like people arguing over red number 3 and anything else that comes in later times, when like that little thing with the arrangers getting stuck and all that. I mean, when people argue over that and get like start throwing evidence back and forth, since it's so unexpected, and this whole thing, this Marble League Olympics is all so unexpected and unique, the whole thing is just seen as a joke, right? I mean, like I'm assuming you would assume that if people are arguing back and forth about red number 3, that this is a joke, okay? Like we're not actually like getting angry over this. I mean, maybe a little bit, but I mean, but that is the assumption, and so if they're not, or if we're actually evolving in the betting and things like that, it's not going to be a joke anymore, and so that's how it's being viewed, is what I'm saying right now, and so it might not be that anymore soon. It might be a couple years before we're really actually going to get angry over marbles, guys. Come on, guys, marbles. But watch out for that. Watch out for that. All right, because it is enjoyable to see the fans of your competition, you know, discussing all the different competitors, arguing over them. You know, I don't think that's fair. But hey, if you let it get out of hand, then you have a lot of problems. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I think that I'm making a lot of assumptions and jump in a lot of places here, but I think it's definitely something to be aware of, especially if you start to bring more stakes into the situation, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Something I wanted to bring up that wasn't really touched on actually in the simply intro of the last episode was Super Bowl. So at the end of Event 3, you can actually see like the way that the Pentagon stick black on pentagons on are worn away, that it is part of like the marble. Like it's not a sticker like we thought. So like it is one solid shape, but I'm still curious, like, is it still a marble? Because if so, it's a pretty poorly made marble, like with the way that they're not aligned. Unless that was like an aesthetic choice. Like to me, I can't see how anyone would think that like misaligning the pentagons on the soccer ball would make it look good. So I'm on it. I don't know what it is. All I know is that Super Bowl confuses me, and I would like to know what it is. Just what exactly is it?
Right. Actually, I want to touch on that too. I love that point because I was looking at Super Bowl. I was like, looks a little bit disfigured. But before we get into that, I just want to. This was a little thing from the live chat. Just want to touch on it real quick before we jump into it. The live chat. Someone from the live chat posted an amazing meme. It was a good one. I think it was it made in the last couple of minutes? Was this made a long time ago? But what it says is, who's the guy in that picture, Mr. Waff? Do you know that? Drake. People probably think bad of me right now that I didn't know that. But it's the Drake meme where he's like doing this with his hand. He's like, no, and that's
he's like, yeah.
Says, yeah. But so like the first one he says no is boycotting the SMR because of red number 3. And then when he goes, yeah, it's like being disappointed, but still watching because you love JMR and the Marvel community. And that's just funny to me. First of all, because it's true. I mean, where else are you going to go, right? Where else are you going? You boycott SMR.
That's true.
You're not finding any other high quality SMR like things that you can go do. You can go watch. You can go participate in. Unless you make your own, but that's hard. But it's also I think a point to be made, because one of the things about this particular situation is that people can get angry at this and might be legitimately angry. I'm not legitimately. How do you say those words?
You said it right. You're
good. Good. Thank you for approving of my speech. I don't even know what I was saying. Yeah, people might be legitimately angry, but because there's nowhere else to watch content of this type, like if you boycott this, well then now you have this gap in your life that can't be filled with a different type of activity, then you kind of just still watch it anyway. So like, it's hard you can't tell if people are actually angry about this. You can't tell if people literally wish there could be a change because they keep watching still and they keep participating still because there's no other marble rally that they can go to and be like, hey, let's make a stand here, I mean, and so people just most people take that as a joke, as it should be, by the way, a joke.
Yeah.
But for people that are actually angry, I don't know. What I'm saying is that I don't know what I'm talking about.
Do any of us really? Like we're trying to make like apply science and stuff into marble racing. Like,
but it's applicable. It's applicable because
to a certain
we're talking
degree
about people's reactions and we're talking about physics and stuff and marbles and we're talking about. By the way, predictions are 100% valid.
That's true.
Okay, predictions are 100% valid. I think. Okay, the reason they are, and we'll get back to Super Bowl. The reason predictions are valid when you sit there and you predict different things this year about teams than you did the previous year and all that kind of stuff is because something that Marbles for Autism said back in episode 20, 18, 19, the 20 we just did, 19, 18.
It was
one of those two.
19. I think. Wait, no, sorry. That was on 18. It was 18. That was when we started the cycle.
Oh, okay. All right, so back to 18. He made a point that over time, and even over the course of one event, marbles acquire microchips, and not microchips like computer chips, but like little microscopic chips in them that kind of they change the marble. Just because when a marble bumps into another one, I mean, obviously visibly nothing's different, but like in a very very microscopic way, there's some there's a slight chip possibly maybe some break off or maybe some like pressure that kind of reshapes the marble in a very, very indistinguishable way. But that matters. So a marble that goes through a full Marble League, like 2019, and goes through all those different settings of micro chips, and then comes back in 2020, may perform slightly different because of those differences. And that's why when you predict Marble League 2020, okay, that's why it's so important to observe the qualifiers. So important to even observe the performance of these teams in like the Marbula 1 and take those into account, all the marbles bouncing off each other and weathering themselves down there, that like they're going to be slightly different. Okay, they're going to be very indistinguishably not even going to try. You know what I mean? Different. Good. And and just to keep that in mind. And so predictions are valid because predictions will be different every year. Yes, there's teams that are going to perform good most years, like Savage Beaters, and there's teams that are going to perform bad most years, like Pinkies. They really can't dig themselves out of that hole. It's like 15th every year. But the predictions are valid, and that's why we see differences in standings. That's why Savage Beaters don't win every year. They won that first year, and then they got second the next two, probably because with the slight weathering of practice over time, they're just slightly different than before. So there is viability to science and predictions and understanding how the changes. It's not going to be the same every time.
Yeah, and but I was just thinking about something like when you mentioned like the chipping and stuff. Like we all know how badly Momo was damaged by that fidget spinner. Imagine how much small damage every marble that hit them has gotten since then. Like, is there actually like a way for us to see like how the teams that participate in the event have done compared to then? Like, because we don't know which marble touched it like from the team because like it just happens too fast. But I am curious, like, did enough team members from each team like from some of the teams hit it to where it actually had a visible effect on their performance since then?
I don't know. Falcaf, the guy that does stats and stuff, he came on episode 16, 17 and did stats and stuff with us. He's big into that. And so if he, who happens to be in the live chat right now and listening right now, wants to figure that all out and bring us some cool knowledge, then that would be cool. That would be hard to figure out, though.
It would be.
The most difficult part would be, like, what particular marble are we talking about?
Yeah, because there's no way to know.
And it could be very unreliable.
Well, again, like I guess they managed to figure out that Momo was one that got cracked. So maybe like if you watch in slow motion, you could probably figure out like some of them.
Oh, he's like, wait, what is the question? I guess he didn't hear. So we were talking about. Waf made a good point because I was talking about how over time the marbles get weathered, like you know the word, indistinguishably. And Mr. Waf brought off the 2017 funnel spin in which
the fidget spinner
Momo got badly, visibly injured, but all the other marbles hit off the fidget spinners. They probably had little indistinguishable. Why do I keep using that word if I can't say it?
You said it right that one time. That was the first time you said it right.
But like, why am I even trying?
I don't know.
Is the question. Invisible chips on their marble, and like he wants to know if that's maybe affected their performance in future marble leagues because of that weathering effect and that particular event. What do you think is a good question?
Because that event had the most physical, like probably the most physical damage on any marble of all the events combined over these years. I'd say like that one event probably has done more damage to single marbles than their entire career.
Maybe, definitely not Momo.
Yeah.
But
I guess something else to mention, like with what was predictions? He meant like I don't know if we ever like mentioned this on in episode 19 or not when I was done, but like S-Man did like a kind of a little chart thing where he took our predictions and compared them to the results, like based on how far away it was. Like you would have more points, and so the further away you were, the more points you had in total. And so I see the goal was to have as few points as possible. And so like I had like 54 and you had 44, so like your predictions were actually more accurate than mine in total.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I understand. Oh yeah, I remember he put it in there, and I love that. That was very, very nice.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. Back to, was that in the previous? 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, that happened 2 episodes ago at least.
Yeah. So I guess you can reflect back to that real quick if you want to. Falcaf answered this. He says he thinks it's an interesting question, but you have to compare marble performance before the collision event and after. And I don't think there's not that many events before.
That is true.
That is true.
It's just like for me, like I think like only like one or two other so Momo, the team Momo, for instance, has been performing worse and worse each year. Now, obviously, like we know that, like, if we're getting out of the roleplay here, we all know that Momo was actually replaced. You could not possibly reuse that marble; it would not work out. So Momo was replaced. But was Momo's replacement the one thing that actually has had such a big effect, or did maybe small damage get applied to the other team members that also affects the team's overall performance? Because, like, with the exception of Showdown recently, they haven't had too many great performances.
Oh, Momo? Yeah.
Yeah, from Team Momo.
Yeah, well, I mean, did they ever really shine? That's the point Folkhouse making. Like, how can we make that?
They got fourth place. I think it was like fourth place in the first Marble League.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
That's maybe. Or maybe the new Momo is not that great. I don't know. That's a very good point. I don't know about that. If you're listening right now and you love to just really get into the stats, I guess you can go ahead and do this. That would be cool. I think that it does have an effect, but trying to measure the effect is very difficult.
Yeah, I feel like that event has had a much bigger effect. Like, I don't know if anyone's ever considered, but that event might have had a much bigger repercussions on the entire Marble League for the years to come, and I never considered that.
And I don't agree with people that say, oh, you should never bring back the fidget spinner collision. I don't. I think that should be brought back. I really like the event, and here we go. Here's a debate.
I think because they want to try and keep the marbles on the teams. They probably shouldn't. But I think MSPN, or if they want to do it, because like with Marble Mayhem, or not Marble Mayhem, M Games, they that would be totally something that they'd be okay with, because how Vulcan from the Metamorphics has a crack in it too, and that's kind of their whole point of the M Games is to be extreme and to allow stuff like that to happen. But they couldn't do fidget spinner collision, of course, because that's just blatantly plagiarizing. So
yeah, but you didn't even respond to my point. I said that I think it should be brought back to JMR, and then you talked about M Games. That's great. Yes, it does fit well in the M Games because the whole high impact thing, and they're doing a great job with that when they actually release videos. But by one person from the live chat who has to leave. Have a great.
Well, I thought I answered it, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. Make
no,
it
but
clear.
What I'm saying is I just think to say, oh, this particular event encountered one injury, so we can never ever run it again. Well, that's just the way sports work. Sports have injuries, and to say that is something that should disqualify it from being a possible event. I don't think that's good.
Well,
and
to get into the roleplay of it, to get in the roleplay mindset, a marble cracking is the equivalent of breaking a bone. If that had completely broke Momo in half, Momo would be considered dead in the marble universe.
Jesus.
And in a real life sport, if you had an event in the Olympics that, because of the way it was designed, was responsible for someone dying, not because it was not badly adjusted or anything, that just because the event itself, for what it is, killed somebody, that event would be removed.
But you just made a huge jump there between breaking a bone and killing.
I was saying that the event the amount of force it hit with was enough to crack it, so it could have completely shattered Momo, especially if Momo bounced between multiple different fidget spinners.
But people in the real Olympics, they break their bones all the time.
Yes, but that's generally because a mistake they make. It's not because for instance, the high bar is not swinging at you at 20 miles an hour. I don't know how fast that fidget spinner going, but they're stationary. You only cause injury when you float yourself into it or you make a mistake yourself. The event itself.
Prove to me that the fidget spinner is what caused the chip.
It did. It literally happened.
No.
It literally happened.
Let me finish. This is a great point, actually. We always assume that the fidget spinner is the reason for the chip in the marble, but let's consider all the facts. Sorry, I don't know why I said it like that. there were many other marbles that hit the fidget spinners head on right into them, and they were fine. So maybe you should really go back to that video and really analyze it and really look closely to see maybe if it wasn't the fidget spinner itself that caused the chip, but maybe what Momo hit after the fidget spinner.
Momo literally in the slow-mo footage literally cracks the moment he hits the fidget spinner.
Is that because of the way he approached it, or maybe something
the angle
was on
the
it?
angle and timing had to be it. The angle he came in, as well as like the timing of the fidget spinner's position when he got near it, was like pretty much probably like the maximum amount of damage, like force it could take on.
Well, there's easy solutions to that.
No.
Removing it is not the solution.
What other solution could there be?
Well, you could pad the edge of the fidget spinner.
Wait, but they're smooth. They're already smooth edged.
No, but they're hard. Maybe put some rubber or something on the edge. You know what I'm saying?
Here's what I think: the fidget spinners probably maybe slow them down. Like if they slowed down the fidget spinners, they couldn't crack a marble, and then I think they could bring them back. Like, maybe cut it down like to 75% or maybe just 50% speed. It would still be fast.
That's difficult because they're hand spun.
Really, it looked like they're powered. Really looked like they're powered by motors to me. Like they were constantly spinning.
Yeah. Well. Okay.
Well, they did slow down.
Do I have to explain this, guys? Do I really have to?
They were slowing down if they got hit, so I don't know. Like, it looked like, to me, the way they got so fast, it looked like they were.
That's because each little collision match lasts less than 30 seconds, and when you spin a fidget spinner, like they spin pretty fast for like over a minute. That's why they're fidget. Like that was the whole thing of fidget spinners. Like this particular object, you can spin it and it will spin for a while. That was the whole thingy. So yeah, like you hand spin those really hard. You can literally hand spin them, set all the marbles up, and they still be going by the time you release. And you know what I'm saying? They spin and spin and spin. So I mean, regulating the speed of those would definitely be a good point. Like you should probably try to do that if possible. I don't know how you do that. But
I have an old fidget spinner actually in my drawer here, and we can just test that real quick. A lot of Foley work in the idea. Let's gonna spin it real quick. See how long it goes for.
This is So yeah, we have one. Actually, I have one too.
We got some fidget spinner ASMR going here.
Yeah, that's true. If you're falling to sleep to this podcast, first of all, wow. And second of all, yeah, there you go. There's your ASMR.
Yeah, that's
actually,
can you give a good
like 20 seconds of that for us to enjoy?
I think this is the same fidget spinner design too.
Without your voice, I want to hear like 20 good seconds of the fidget spinner.
Okay.
Here we go. And silence. And now it's silence still, and Mr. Waff is dead.
You're talking over the silence, you ding dong. Wow,
I can't hear it.
That is a very weird waveform on my Audacity. This is a weird episode. We're gonna put this away. We're gonna get back to marbles now.
We're gonna put like I'm also holding it too. No, yes. So there was the attempt at ASMR. Obviously failed, but we tried. We'll have to do a special like that.
I have some Momo marbles. Maybe I could actually like test it with my fidget spinner. Like just roll them into the fidget spinner. See how much energy it takes to break them. That probably take right,
but it's also about the angle of approach.
Yeah,
and other
you can't really. It's hard to repeat that.
Also, Momo might have been hit quite rapidly into the fidget spinner. I forget.
He collided with a marble before going into it. So he got knocked into it by a marble, so he lost a lot of his momentum. So the right. Fidget spinner did most of the work, pretty much. It just had to be the timing when it got in there.
True. I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question of really what happened there. But I don't know. I just think that there could be steps to take to actually safeten that up a little bit.
There probably could be, yeah. Like I said, putting some rubber or like some or something that's maybe more absorbent on the edge of it, like so it wouldn't like hit him like with a solid plastic or metal.
Right. But then again, it is kind of like, do we even need to? Because I think the ball bearings for the collision this year did a great job.
Yeah,
great job. So I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. Like that's the conclusions we usually come to anyway. But hey, this is for you guys to think about, for you guys to consider as you go about your marbly day.
Your marbly day.
Write that down.
you're like go about your okay. I'll write it down when I listen to it. Oh, okay. I forgot to mention this. I think I wanted to interrupt you earlier, but like you mentioned how like Melicus mentioned in the Q&A like that humans don't exist in this universe. But if everybody remembers, like we talked about this actually with Alajo, and I think I can't remember who else I was talking with, but like we talked about how like there was at the end of the 2017 Marble Olympics, or it was 2017, like where the jungle jumpers overslept, or was it 2018? One of the two. Either way, they overslept, and during the sand rally, in the corner of the screen, they show the jungle jumper marbles in a bar with humans.
Oh, really?
In their official video, and so it's like, wait, is this canon? It's 2017. It's so funny,
guys. This was their second year doing this, guys. Okay, I mean, like,
yeah.
Can we seriously take that picture? I mean,
it was an official. It was in an official viddle. A viddle? Wow, wow.
Oh my god,
you're contagious.
I think. Wow. Did you see that? Did everyone just hear that? We make a mistake over there in Texas. That's where he is, by the way. I'm in New Jersey. And we turn that back around on me, so...
Hey, you've made quite a few mistakes in your pronunciation so far.
Yeah, you know what? Everyone's made quite a few mistakes.
But in the past few minutes, though...
Oh, man.
This episode, I forgot how much I missed this. This is so much fun. I love being here.
Oh, it's so much fun. Oh, he loves it, everybody. What if I told you that today was the day that we're letting you go?
Oh no, well.
I love how I said we there too. Like there's other oh, actually there are other people involved, but they wouldn't be involved in that decision.
Yeah, because you're literally the only one who's like got that power.
I'm the only one who has power over you.
That's true.
Except for people who in the podcast environment of Marble Sports, I'm the only one who has power over you.
That
also,
and
Marble
Jesus.
I'm sure you'll do it.
Don't forget Marble Jesus.
Oh Jesus. Train of thought gone.
What is this episode? I don't know.
He always gets all self-conscious.
Self-conscious.
Can I do this? Self-conscious when we get off topic, but I think it's hilarious. I think it adds to the community.
Oh, absolutely.
And you know what, guys? Listen, we're talking marbles, but we're also talking as marble community enthusiasts to other marble community enthusiasts. So if we get off topic, but you guys enjoy that off topic, then it's fine because the show is about talking marble sports, analyzing marble sports, predicting marble sports, but also talking with marble sports community members and, interacting with marble sports community members' interests and loves and dislikes, likes and dislikes. I don't know why I couldn't just say the expression as normal people say it, and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, is that a good time? Yeah, throw in the email. If you want a certain topic talked about, marbles or not, then you can email us, mswpodcast@gmail.com, and we will entertain your ideas. But I just think that the topic we were discussing before, let's see if I can remember this.
We were talking about how marbles had micro damage to them over time.
Oh yeah, all the way back to the Jungle Jumpers 2017. I think that 2 years in, we can't really take everything as canon because they're 2 years in, so they were figuring out the whole thing too. Like coming out of the marble world, they're trying to figure out how to do this whole thing. So
let's think about it this way.
Give them a break.
Melicus's answer is a retcon to the Marvel universe. Humans no longer exist they used to, but then Jelle snapped his fingers, and then they got Thanos, and now all humans are gone.
Yeah.
Wait, that's it. That's how they're sentient. The human souls were transferred into the marbles after the snap.
Oh my god.
It all makes sense. I want that.
Is that why?
Oh man.
When
that may be some
does that relate to the marble trading cards they have in the marble base now, where Melicus is just a picture of his marble that represents him.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
It works together.
This explains why there's Thanos from Marble Mayhem. It's the Marble
What a
Thanos.
transition.
It's Marble Thanos. Marble Mayhem is still canon. It's canon to to Jelle's Marble runs.
Oh my
It
God.
all makes
Oh my
sense.
God.
I want conspiracy. Okay, editor, you bet. I want to have conspiracy theory music playing through that whole section. Oh my word.
If this is the
is
awesome
amazing.
moment Killian picks to be in the special, then hello everybody from episode 21 to people listening to the special. I am here and so is Waff.
I'm having so much fun.
I feel like he's going to pick it.
Dude.
I just have a feeling.
These past few minutes, I've had the biggest smile on my face. My face hurts so much.
This
is great.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's funny. And also, that would have been a great segue to talk about the new Marble Mayhem episode that was released this past week.
Yes.
But
so,
it just so happens. It just so happens that I haven't watched that video.
Oh,
so
that's true.
we can't talk about it.
That's true.
But what we can talk about is Super Bowl, which by the way, think like 35 minutes back in this episode, that's what we were talking about. Then I was like, oh, let's take a quick aside for a second so I can make a point. And then notice how 35 minutes later, we just are finally getting back to Super Bowl. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good how we flow here. Super Bowl, Mr. Waff had said, when you take a close look at the marble, the pentagons and hexagons on it don't seem to line up. And it kind of raises suspicions. At one point, we thought it wasn't even a marble. We thought maybe stickers were put on a white marble. But I really don't know what's going on there. But I can tell you, if you really look at Super Bowl, pull up a picture. It is so obvious that whoever was making that marble, they must have really...
Yeah.
They don't know how to make a soccer ball. They don't know what a soccer ball looks like.
Maybe it's kind of like how trading cards have misprints. Like the machine goes through and it puts the printing on, but for some reason the printer for the pentagons was misaligned, and so like for a few of the marbles, it printed them out in the wrong spots.
Right, but that's actually. I don't think that's how that's done.
It might be. But
Okay.
It all depends on the place.
I'm pretty sure you can't do that. I'm pretty sure when you make a marble, you can't just make a marble and then print all the designs on afterwards.
I mean, the paint is like well, it depends on the type of marble. Like for instance, like Super Bowl.
The paint is not on the outside.
Really, because look at his pentagons at the podium. Like they're worn off. You can see the wear and tear on Super Bowl.
Well, that's through microchips.
No.
But I don't think
that's not chipping. Like look at his design. It's like
no, but
microchipping
would take off that top layer. I think, like microchipping, like we were talking about before. But I don't think they cannot be printed on afterwards. I think the paint or the color has to be integrated into the marble as it's being made. So I think that's why it's hard to make something so intricate because, to integrate it as you're making the marble is very difficult. So
for glass marbles, yes, but for
it's a glass marble.
Really, that doesn't look like glass to me. Like that he looks like a plastic one, possibly.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he's not plastic. Plastic would not be able to run at the same speeds or even faster than the glass.
For our fans, at the timestamp 354, like you can see, like that's not chipping. That's like a scuff. And that's just natural wear and tear. That's what that looks like to me.
Timestamp 354 of what episode? What are you talking about?
Race 3 for San Marble Rally. Race 3 in 2019. Like that looks like natural wear and tear to me. It was just like slowly worn off.
I have no idea. I don't know. I just don't think that's how marbles can be made.
Well, it all depends on the type of marble. Like I have some marbles here that have like the painting on the
right, but they're so much lighter when they're the same size, and I don't think they can run at the same speeds. I don't think that Super Bowl can be plastic. Ask Mel or ask Jelle or ask Dion.
We asked him off the air, but like he's not sure. So well that's kind of why we're at. That's why we're still branching it here. Like,
well, you could just travel to the Netherlands and
and find his address. Yeah, sure, that'll work.
Find his address. Yeah, and see what happens there. That'd be interesting. Someone's gonna see. This is the thing. Someone's gonna do that someday. Okay, the channel recently hit 500,000 subscribers, and it's still going up. The thing is still going up, and it's not stopping.
Oh yeah, 500,000 is where the original channel was at, like the milestone they mentioned in the Twitter. So they're finally surpassed, I think, where they left off.
Right, but the fact that but that's more impressive because let's say you have a channel and it has 600,000 subscribers, okay, and that's just what it's had from. You started the channel. He started his channel like 10 years before that old channel collapsed for whatever reason, and so that was 10 years of buildup, okay, and out of 10 years of buildup of a YouTube channel, you're not maintaining all the watchers you had from before. Some of those subscribers are not watching all the videos anymore.
I don't think
some of them are probably dead. Or I shouldn't say that.
I don't think the channel was up for that long. I think the oldest video they had was the 2015 Marble Olympics.
No, but they had a bunch of old Marble Machine stuff and all that kind of stuff from way back.
Huh.
Yeah, it goes back kind of far. So maybe not 10 years, but pretty far. And so when that kind of thing dies away, deleted or whatever, so then the new one has to be made. The fact that we're reaching that number again, like a year later, we're getting very close, meaning that all the subscribers he had are actually still watching the videos, or at least other new people are coming and filling in all those places. That's impressive. That means not only you having all those subscribers, but you're maintaining. Like that's why. You take a look at some of those Fortnite streamers that I complained about before. They might have 10 million subscribers, but I guarantee you that 10 million of those people are not watching every one of those videos. And you can just go prove that because you can look them up, and they have tons of subscribers because a bunch of 12-year-olds went on and saw someone playing Fortnite, and they're like, subscribe, Fortnite.
Well, I mean that applies to any channel.
But they're not watching those videos anymore. So I think it's impressive that he can retain the viewership and the interest of all the subscribers he gained, is what I'm saying.
Well, for Jelle, it's easier because people subscribe to channels for different things. For instance, let's use PewDiePie as an example. He has different types of shows, and that are pretty much all meme shows. People subscribed to him for different things. For the old days, his horror content, but then he would play other types of games, and so people would only watch videos that were related to the things that they were personally interested in. With Jelle, He only makes Marble videos. Granted, there are different series he's making, but for the most part, they're all connected, and so everybody watches them. So there's not a whole lot of variance in his content. So the vast majority of their subscribers will watch all the videos.
That's true. That's true.
Actually, what's the Marble Rally turning out? It's 64,000. So
Marble Rally doesn't maintain as much interest as the Marble Olympics.
Although what did the Marble, or at least Marble League, what was that last look? What was the numbers for that one looking like? The last event, Showdown had
they ranged.
Showdown had 89,000 in the end, and then the last event of the finals was 359,000. So they were up there. They were definitely up there. Marble League.
Wait, Marble Showdown. One of them got 359,000.
Yeah, Marble League it retains the
Marble Showdown. Yeah. Wait, how Marble? You say one of the Marble Showdown events got 350?
No, 90,000.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, whoa. The Marble League. Marble
is what most people
actually talking about that particular one, the Marble Olympics, because that's what it was called, is definitely gets a lot more attention than the other ones. I get that. I understand that. I agree with that. Because come on. That's where all your favorite teams are competing. The other one's the feeder league, which I really enjoy, but not everyone. I think people just didn't really know a lot about that. They didn't advertise that well at all. I don't mean to be mean there, but they should have had something good at the end of the last video, hey guys, we're having Marble Showdown. It has to do with this Marble League or the upcoming one, so be aware of that. And then the Sand Marble Rally is great. I love it, but it's just not as interesting as the Marble League. So I get that. There's not going to be as many viewers. But I'll make a projection here. A prediction, whatever you want. I think that this 2020 Marble League, with all the advertising that's happened, the ESPN and the all that crap that's been happening, not crap, actually, it's very, very smart what they're doing. And I think that we could see a consistent 500 100,000 or more viewership per episode in the Marble League 2020. I don't know about the qualifiers. It's a little bit, you don't know, but definitely the regular one. I think we could see that because there's just been so much advancement in the quality and the advertising and all the steps they've been taking. And I'm just excited to see where this goes. I mean, MarbleCon 2025, am I right?
MarbleCon.
That's happening.
I'm gonna be kind of upset if it doesn't happen in 25, just because we've run this. I think this is a meme at this point. We've run this meme so far into the ground that it just has to happen in that year now.
And listen, I'm gonna tell you to write this down before I even say it, but I'm gonna say it. I'm living my life right now as if MarbleCon 2025 is happening. Okay, write that down. Somebody needs to write that down. Mr. Waff, usually
you cut out for me, so I'll have to listen to the episode when it happens. I'm
gonna say it one more time because I really want to say. I'm living my life right now as if MarbleCon 2025 is definitely happening. Why am I doing that? That's a good question. That's a good question. Why I'm doing that? Because I think it is happening. Maybe even before. I don't know. Maybe before. I mean, if it happens 2024, then it will happen 2025 and it'll be right. But I think that with the growth of this channel and the growth of the inner community of this channel and, with the right moves, I mean, people are really into this. Okay? It does not take that many people interested in something to start having conventions. Okay? Once you get towards 1 million, people are going to want to go to the Netherlands and do a Marvel Sports convention or whatever country it is. And trust me, if it's happening, I am whatever freaking plane I need to get on to get to that MarbleCon, I will be on it. If I have to swim there, I will do it across the Atlantic Ocean. I will be at MarbleCon when it's there. And so will the podcast. It'll be great. It'll be a lot of fun. And by the way, I might devote a random episode where it's even drier than this as far as videos that came out in the past week to talk about my ideas and my thoughts and my plans and my ideas really. I can't really no plans in fact yet, but ideas and hopes for MarbleCon 2025 and Waff and other guests maybe can come on for this, and I just think it could happen. I just think it's a possibility. Look at the growth, guys.
Yeah, considering
at 2016.
How, if 5 years from now, considering how much the channel's grown in these few years, 5 years from now, I could see it having a big enough audience to where a convention would actually be a feasible thing. Yeah,
absolutely, guys. Listen, we're 4 years into this. We're just four into this Marble League thing.
That's true.
And they were on ESPN. They were on national television.
Oh man, it's hard to think about that, but yeah, that's a thing that happened.
This past year. 4 years, guys. 4 years. Just 4. Okay? If the culmination of 4 years of good quality content is appearance on ESPN.
ESPN Ocho to be more specific.
Okay, you're already starting pretty high. Okay, I mean, I just definitely, but I just think that this is possible. I'm actually highly involved in working to make this happen. At some point, so I mean, definitely possible, guys. But I mean, I just smile thinking about it. It's great, but I think that it's getting on towards. Why did I say chords? Why?
I don't know.
Why can't I say towards? Okay. It's getting on towards an hour. So we will move into the trivia segment here, everybody. Cue the music that we don't have for that. And then we'll close out. But we are officially into trivia.
Mm-hmm.
This is a tough night for me, for my voice. Moving into the trivia segment, Mr. Waff, I think you should go first.
All right, so I have 2 questions from S-Man and Wolves. So I'll start with S-Man first because he sent us first. So S-Man said that he wanted me to read this part first. So if you read my last fact, you know that the Pinkies or Oceanics were in last after each event except one. So the question is, what team was in last place in the standings at one point in Marble League 2019 except for the Oceanics and Pinkies?
I like that. I like that question because it kind of really gets you thinking about the recent Marble League.
I think we mentioned it on the episode one time. Back when it was the Marble League was still happening.
Listen, man. Like that that's a great attempt to try to jog my memory, but I don't even know what I said a half hour ago, and that's literally within this episode. So we're gonna be going off the knowledge I got inside me here.
Oceanics and Pinkies, there at the bottom. Who was also at the bottom that didn't make it? Full call. Okay, well, I'm not gonna look at his answer just yet.
Do not look at his answer. Oh man, I love how like we don't have an answer immediately, so we just kind of fill the airspace with like, I don't know, man. I have to think about the teams a little bit. I love that. It's so funny.
I'm also curious. Where does like the idea of humming like help you think? Like how do people think that was come up with that being an actual thing that would help?
Let me think. Let me like hum and see why it helps me.
Where does that come from? I feel like that actually distracts me more.
You know what I think it is? Oh man, this is gonna take a minute to explain. We're running low on time, but I'm gonna do it very quickly. I think what it is that a lot of people, so people get distracted really easily, and there's a lot of different types of noise outside of your head. You know, there's the rain that's going on outside. Let me finish. There's rain going outside my house right now. There's my dogs bark every once in a while. There's a lot of crap going on. There's computers and whatever. Okay, there's a lot of crap going on. I think when you hum, that sound fills your headspace. So it's only one sound. And when one sound is the only other sound you hear, and as opposed to 40 different ones, you actually can focus better. Yeah. So when you do you kind of really, you're kind of focusing your headspace a little bit. Headspace, I said too much now.
Okay, so let's recap like who we think who was in the bottom four, or I guess the bottom 8.
My live chat's like, whoa, that was deep. Did I sound smart saying that?
Yeah, I think that was kind of smart actually. Did I sound
smart? Oh, I didn't do this yet. The thing where I turn around away from my mic and talk to you guys so that it sounds like I'm far away. Do I sound far away right now?
Yes, you do.
Isn't this cool? Like I'm literally like self-aware of this situation. Like I'm fourth walling this.
Wow, this is amazing, guys.
I never discussed this, but I'm discussing it while doing the far away thing. Isn't that cool? Anyway, I'm gonna come back into the normal one. All right, what's going on, everybody?
Thunderbolts wasn't in. They were in Showdown, right? Thunderbolts.
It definitely was not the Thunderbolts who were last. I don't.
Wait. Were Thunderbolts?
Oh no!
I
think I know this. I think no. Wait. I think. Oh no! I feel like it was just in my head. Okay. Well, let me think about who it's not. Wait, you have a guess, Mr. Waff?
I remember the Thunderbolts doing pretty poorly this year.
Oh, are you gonna go with that?
Maybe.
All right. Well, then here I'll talk through mine while if you're still thinking of yours. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna think about the teams that are not the answer and see if I can do process of elimination. I know that Oceanics and Pinkies aren't the answer. I know Green Ducks are not the answer. By the way, if I'm wrong, oh well.
Savage Speeders isn't the answer. The Raspberry Racers isn't the answer. That's 5 out of 16. I remember the Thunderbolts doing really poorly. I think I might go with Thunderbolts. I'm just gonna stick with my guess, the Thunderbolts, just because I remember them doing poorly. So let's check the answer, and the answer was the O'Rangers. The O'Rangers finished were in last at one point. That's interesting. I didn't think that was actually something that would happen. All right, so O'Rangers got last place. Didn't know that. That's interesting. All right, so I have a question from Wolves. All right. So name at least 54 DNFs in the 2019 third race of the San Marble Rally. He didn't censor his answers. Fortunately, I only saw the first one that I know. So red number 3 was one. Pollo Loco was the second one. So, the question was, name at least 5 or 4 DNFs in the 2019 third race of the San Marble Rally. So red number 3, Pollo Loco, the marble thing. I forget which marble it was. It was marble something, or marble is like a what's that name of that marble? No, not marble, not Marbly McMarble-Face. There's another one. There's a Marbly McMarble-Face. That's a great name. Finished somewhere in. They actually finished the race, if I'm not mistaken. There was another marble, if I'm not mistaken. I think Quicksilver did DNF as well, Asia. Yes. So, red number 3, Pollo Loco, Quicksilver. I think the question is like 5 or 4. So, I could have sworn there was another marble. Like Pollo Loco, I guess got caught up with Quicksilver. So then there was there was like I think it's like 6 or 7 DNFs this episode. I think it was Crazy Cat's Eyes as well. That's like the question is like 5 or 4 because it says 54. I think it's supposed to be a dash there. This is an interesting episode, everybody. This is amazing. Okay, so I guess I look at the I'll look at the answers. Okay, so red number 3, Comet, Black Knight, Crazy Cat's Eye, Pollo Loco, and the Ghost. Oh, he counted the Ghost marble? Okay, so I got red number 3, Crazy Cat's Eye, and Pollo Loco, but Quicksilver was not one of them. And there was no marble either. I think Brennan confused me with that before the episode started. Okay, well, you know what? That was a good question, actually, because a lot of DNFs happened. We didn't talk as much about the results of the San Marble Rally aside from red number 3 going out of bounds, which is kind of interesting.
So I'm back. So what happened was the power just went out, and it was a little more scary at first because it was flickering. So I thought, because I have a ton of wires plugged in right below me, so I thought there was some electrical thing about to blow up in my face. So I was like, whoa. And it was also very surprising. So I was a little scary first. I don't know how much of my reaction to that was left in. And I know it was just randomly cut off. Pretty much the question. Okay, back to we're going to answer Mr. Waff's trivia question, and then we're going to close it out for the time. And there was another one. And okay, so I'm going to save mine for next week. If I remember it, probably won't, but I'll try anyway. And then the other one Mr. Waff had from another fan that wrote in, I will also save for next week if we can remember as well. But I'll just close out answering this one because I wanted to see if I can think through it. And I won't even know if I'm right until later. Okay, so the question was, what was the only other team that was in last place for at some point during the 2019 Marble League? Actually, it is Marble Olympics. It is called Marble Olympics. We know it's not the Pinkies or the Oceanics because those are the two we're not talking about. And so I don't think it was the Savage. No, wait, was it? Okay, no, I'm not going to. Okay, I don't think it was the Green Ducks, the Raspberry Racers, or the Hazers because they ended up finishing really high, so I don't think it can be them. So that's 5 of the 16. I don't think it was Mellow Yellow. I don't think it was might it have been the O'Rangers? No, it wasn't the O'Rangers. Because I think I would have remembered an O'Rangers being in last. But I feel like I might have. I don't think it was the Rangers. Don't think it was the Savage Speeders. They don't really find themselves there too often. I know they got last in an event, but not held dead last, I don't think. I don't think it was the Jungle Jumpers. I don't think it was the Crazy Cat's Eyes. That's 10 of them. Don't think it was the Thunderbolts either. I don't, because he said the Thunderbolts. So Waff said the Thunderbolts. So I don't think it was the. Who's left? Oh, no. Snowball's going to compete. I can't remember all the teams. I'm just trying to remember who would have been down there because I don't feel like it was a big name, but it could have been. Like just for a second, because it was just for a second. It might have been the Crazy Cat. No, it wasn't the Crazy Cat. I can't remember the other teams though. I don't remember them. Indigo. It might have been the Indigo Stars. It may have been. Oh, should I guess them? I don't know. Comment your guess, by the way. You have like 3 hours because I'm really struggling through this one. and I had a power outage or whatever. Who would it be? Who would it be? Who else is even in the Marble League right now? That's a good question. I don't even remember any other teams. I gotta be honest. I'm really blanking here. Oh, Midnight Wisps, but it wasn't them. It might have been Chocolatiers. I'd say, I'll throw a couple. I'd say Indigo Stars or Chocolatiers. I don't think it was a big name. I don't think it was Thunderbolts. And I don't think it was Crazy Cat's Eyes, who I know they did terrible at the end, but I don't think they ever sunk down that far. So I'm going to go with Chocolatiers or Indigo Stars. Because they seem like team. No, actually, no. Let me retract. I don't know. That guess. I think, let's go Indigo Stars or... Yeah, we'll go Indigo Stars or Chocolatiers. So anyway, that's the guesses, guys. I don't know if I'm right. Thanks for listening in, guys. Crazy ending, and I hope you guys enjoyed all the random discussion.
You know what? It was an interesting event. Those were some great trivia questions. Thank you to S-Man and Wolves for your contribution to this episode. Thank you all for joining us for this episode. I have never been the one to do the sign-out, but you know what? There's a first time for everything, so... Thank you all so much for joining this episode of the MSW podcast.
And we'll see you guys for episode 22. I think we're going to have a guest on.
Brendan has signed out because of power. This is Commander Wolf signing out
see you guys
for the podcast.